Since Mardi Gras is right around the corner, I thought that it would be appropriate to make some gumbo, especially since in Louisiana, gumbo is one of the most popular and famous dishes. So let's get started. Here are the ingredients you'll need. What I like about making gumbo is it's basically like the scene from Princess and the Frog where they just throw all the vegetables together in the pot and make this delicious dish. I'm going to start off by cutting the bell peppers. Now I think the hardest part about cutting bell peppers is actually getting this rib part out, but if you kind of make a V cut, then you can get the rib out, and then once you do that, you can kind of hit it a couple of times and then all the seeds will come out. I'm going to put the bell pepper in a bowl for now, so I'm going to do the same. And just doing half for now. If I feel like it needs some more, then I can always cut and add some more. It's entirely up to you. And then we're going to go ahead and put the green peppers in this bowl as well. So the only other vegetable that we have to chop is the celery. Last week I diced the onions and then I put them in a bag and froze them. Especially since we're kind of putting it in with liquid, it doesn't really matter that it's been frozen. So I'm going to put some of these onions in this bowl. I'm going to take a stalk and take off the end where there's this white part. And the tips as well. And then go ahead and cut it. Do a second stalk. For me, one of the most unique and recognizable ingredients in gumbo is the okra. I have some frozen okra right here. And it's nice because this is already sliced. Since we are making some seafood gumbo, I have this seafood mix that has kind of a mixture of all these different types of seafood. And so I'm going to be using this for the gumbo. And then since it is frozen, we'll just kind of break these up. Now that we have all our vegetables prepped, I'm going to make the roux, which is just some olive oil and flour. So first what you need to do is coat the bottom of your pan with olive oil and heat it up. And then as the olive oil heats up, then you slowly add flour, put it on a low because you don't want the flour and oil to burn. So here we go. We'll start by putting some flour. Adding more flour as I go. You definitely need to have patience when making the roux, but it definitely has changed a little bit in color and definitely got thicker. So we are going to set that aside. I pulled out a second pan, and then I'm going to take all of these vegetables that we cut nicely and put it in this pan to saute. These are done. Now what I've also done is I have another pot that I'm going to cook the seafood in. Now my seafood is fully defrosted and cooked. Okay, so this is where the magic begins. We have all of our 3 pots and we are going to put them in this big pot to make the gumbo. I'm going to start off by putting all of these vegetables. Then we're going to add the okra and the seafood. So I opened up the can of tomatoes and I'm going to pour it in along with the juice. Put about half a cup of water in here. After it comes to a boil, I am going to kind of turn it down until it simmers and then put the lid on. And so we are going to put in all of these spices. So I'm going to put some cayenne, oregano, paprika, and salt. Stir that all in together. Now that we have our spices in, I'm going to slowly add in the roux, mixing along as we go. So now that the roux has been added and all of the spices, I'm going to put the lid on and let it sit for another 5 minutes or so. I've removed the gumbo from the heat, and the last step is putting in this fluid. It will also help thicken up the gumbo just a little more. And now I'm also making rice because gumbo is often served with rice. So there you have it. It's an easy way to kind of throw together and make some gumbo. Hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next Saturday for another recipe. Bye! The ingredients together and then basically blend it until it's all blended. So I'm going to start off by putting in the coconut milk.